All units. Man with the machete at the church, Main and 3rd Street. Handle code 3.
So just imagine you're at church Sunday morning, you're setting up, you're just setting up for church, and all of a sudden somebody walks in with a machete. How exciting, how frightful, how emotional that situation would be. You're just minding your business setting up. And here we go. 9:13 on a Sunday morning in Waldorf, Maryland, and people are setting up for church. And a man with an 18-inch machete walks into the church and starts threatening the people. Now, this is before service. They're prepping for service. He uses some racial slurs and is threatening them. Now, they happen to know of this guy. I will call him a transient. He's living in the woods near their church, so they've seen him before. It doesn't seem like they have security. It doesn't seem like they have anybody there to protect him, but they negotiate with him to get him to leave. And it's this guy right here. You see the photo. And they convince him to leave the church. He goes outside and they call the police. They call 911. And just thankfully that, my goodness, a guy standing there with a machete, you've got no defense. Just think about that for a second. Think about that, whether you're a security person, whether you want to be a security person, or you're just a member of the church. Think about that. And statistically, we're going to talk about, these kind of things happen. So the church, the police arrive to the church. They chase the suspect out through the woods. The people at the church tell him where he went, and they eventually get a hold of him and arrest him. And, statistically, this is what, if you're a security person, you're watching this, I want to make sure I'm challenging you to what would you do in this situation? Or if you don't have security, I hope you're developing a plan. And that's why I say, we just need somebody with a gun at the church to challenge. This stuff is not likely to happen statistically, but it does happen. So what is your plan to handle this, or how would you handle this? And I want to challenge your mind to think about that. Bureau of Justice Statistics gives us statistics through police reports. You got to sift through all this stuff, but those statistics tell us over the last 20 years that major incidents at churches, a majority of them happen off hours. And that's what we're talking about, before service or after service. And some of these things, we don't care about. It's, as a church security person, we don't like them happening, but we're not really going to be able to do anything about something that happens at 2:00 in the morning at the church. And so we can try to prevent some of that, but something that happens that's gang related and they just come into the church parking lot 2:00 on Tuesday morning, there's not much we can really do about that kind of stuff. So, but what we can focus on is before and after. And I'm here to tell you, there are many stories that I could share with you that people opening the church, getting ready for church, gardening at the church by themselves, not during the service, and something bad happens. And so what are we going to do? What are you going to do as a church security member? Or if you don't have security, what are you going to do? Getting somebody there that can help watch over the people, watch over your congregation as they're getting ready, or you can help them get ready, but you're there to also watch over them. The people, it sounds like the people, they didn't have any help. They didn't have security. They didn't have anybody. So they had to negotiate with this guy and basically talk him into leaving with that 18-inch machete. Just think about that. I'm imagining he's waving it around, or at least pointing it at people. How scary is that for our people? We don't want them going through that. We need somebody there as a barrier. Hey, I just want to switch gears real quick and let you know I'm so excited about our new greeter safety and security training, the basic volunteer certificate. It's out right now for open enrollment for a limited time. Check it out. Links in the description, or go to churchsecurityacademy.org. We've got training for them in this 4-hour course about being warm and welcoming at the front doors, roles as a greeter, bridging that gap between security and the warm and welcoming, assisting security. And also, because these folks are right up front in the church, some training for them in their safety and security as well. So great information. It links up well with our other training for unarmed, armed security, and security leadership training as well. So they all go together very well. focused on the individual roles, but how they can help the others. So take a look at this link in description or go to churchsecurityacademy.org. Now let's look at our next practical situation or threat for this week. And this just happened a couple days ago during a Shreveport, Louisiana City Council live streaming. A gentleman gets on there and begins to threaten people. He's on the live stream. He's actually using that fake social media account, and he's threatens to shoot up churches and harm, in his words, white people. And this is live over the live stream of the city council meeting. And again, he's using a fake account during the live stream. It's also directed towards Catholic churches in the area. So he's threatening to shoot them up and harm white people. He was arrested and a weapon was seized. And my big question to you, if you're a Catholic church in Louisiana, what should you do? What should you be doing right now to not only maintain security, but also, even the guy's been arrested, but this could bring on somebody else as well. Or when he gets out, what are you doing to protect your church or be on guard? Are you going to hire security, an outside private company to come and stand and hang out? Or maybe in your region, you can hire a police officer that's off duty that'll come and hang out. Or are you going to beef up your own security? And I definitely recommend that we're more and more these days, we got to be outside watching our parking lots, as we're always talking about. In this case, though, we want somebody out in the parking lot near the front doors that can hang out, kind of monitor both areas, or be able to hear from somebody that's inside if there's a problem, but try to screen what's going on out in the parking lot or the sidewalks, the streets out front, who's coming in, all of those kind of things. What are you going to do for that? And I think in this day, the climate, especially if you're a Catholic church, you're taking on a lot of threats, and there's a lot of pressure these days, a lot of vandalism, a lot of issues towards you as well. And so I hope that you're somehow making plans to put somebody outside, out in the parking lot, out front, on the sidewalks, wherever the situation is for your church. When we talk about outside, that's paying attention to what's going on out there to protect your people. Now, especially in the Shreveport area, now that we have these threats, I say, even though this guy's been put in jail, he's going to get out probably fairly soon, or there could be somebody else with mental health issues that latches on to his statements and begins to decide to do that. So my purpose here, not to scare you, but to challenge you, especially if you're in church security, church leadership, or if you're a concealed carry person. What are you doing to practice, protect your people, and organize a security team or improve your security team? That's what I want, so that you're ready to protect your people should something happen. I hope you'll like and subscribe to this channel and take a look at this next video. This is a great one for you to take a look at and watch for more information.